as a unit, we're really strong together.
Booyah! Y'all already know what it is. Your boy Yaakov, what it do? The outlet to reality, the holdest podcast in Vegas and Chicago. What up? This is the place where you want to hide from your drama or maybe hide from your baby mama. Aha! Just kidding. Y si tú quieres cambiar tu vida, if you want to change your life, then subscribe. Cha-ching! And by the way, guys, I just published a book called Shabbat in Chicago. It's about my mom, who is an audacious single mom who opens her heart and home to 5 adopted kids while embracing her Latino culture, while being Jewish. And today we have a very special guest. I had to bring her back in the building. Give it up for the one and only, the best, for me, Powerslap. Chelly, what's up?
Hey!
Man, I'm so happy you're here. You don't understand. It's an honor to have you. I know you've been traveling and doing a lot of stuff. And please, since we saw each other last time, tell us, like everybody wants to know your experience going to Abu Dhabi.
The flight was very long, but we're kind of used to it for my husband fighting. So it was cool because we were going somewhere else. So the culture there's just so different versus like Japan and everywhere else that we've been. But it was very like a rich place. So it was cool to see. Traveling there was just long.
No, you're good. You're good. And what was like the food for you over there? Like the people. I heard the mosque is beautiful. It was really big. I don't know if you had a chance to go inside, but if you could share a little bit, maybe spill the beans, but not the cheese. If you could do that, that'd be awesome.
So when we went, one of our first free days, we actually did this 6-hour tour of Abu Dhabi. So we ended up going sand duning, and we pet camels like first, and they took a bunch of photos with that. And then we did sand duning some more, and we actually went down the dunes on a snowboard, me and my husband. So that was really cool because it was different. But I didn't snowboard just because I don't know how to snowboard, so I sat down on the snowboard. But we ended up going to this temple, and we rode camels over there, and they cooked for us, and we had a whole Abu Dhabi experience with that. And then the next day, they actually scheduled us to go to Ferrari World, and me and Paige got to hang out there. They put us at some events together, so that was cool. It was different. And then the next day we went to the mosque. So that was a very beautiful. I posted some photos on a reel, but the pictures don't do it justice. It was so beautiful, like just to experience and see. And we got to walk on their carpet that they like hand stitched and a bunch of that stuff. So that was really cool and neat, very different.
Wow. I noticed everyone was wearing white. Did they tell you why you guys had to wear white?
The men were wearing white and the women were black. They did not tell us that. And they made us our own custom kandoras, all the Powerslap fighters. So I have one hand stitched for me. But I don't know why at all. I know we have to be covered up completely.
Oh,
Just
okay.
they didn't tell us why we had to wear them. I'm not sure the back end of that.
I'm assuming it's probably because it's a very sacred, holy place. Like, I know some places, like when you go to, like for example, in the Jewish temple, the men and women sit separately, and which I like this part. This is pretty dope. But the women in my synagogue in Chicago, the women actually sit on top, and the men sit on the bottom, and the man can't look up. Like, we can't look at the women, but the women can see us. And it's so cool because in Judaism, we believe that the women are more spiritual. They're in a higher level than us. So
Okay.
we can't get there. Even though we try to follow all these commandments, we ain't never gonna get up there.
I didn't know that. Yeah, that's cool. I didn't know that
Yes.
at all.
So we're almost like cousins. Like in Islam, also too, the men and women, when they pray, they sit separately. But it's a beautiful thing. So I'm assuming maybe it's It's like a sacred thing. Like,
Yeah, when we went to the mosque, they were like, make sure you guys aren't holding hands or anything. Like they were telling like the group, 'cause there was a bunch of people that ended up going. And obviously like we're used to being together. So I was almost like trying to grab his hand. I was like, oh, kept having to remind myself just because we're in a different country and we want to be respectful, you know? So that was different, but that was something special to me just to go and experience that and take that all in.
wow, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And I want to know, leading up to the fight, right? You were
Mm-hmm.
going to this big arena, right? And I was cheering for you, girl. I'm gonna be honest with you. I call all my friends and like, yo, my girl, she gonna win. You were going, and it was so cool because, like, I'm gonna be honest with you, you handled it like a champ. I honestly thought you won. Like, to be real with you, can I be real? Because look, you had no foul. You know what I'm saying?
No foul. No
You
stepping
actually
foul.
right, and you when you smack that thing, you can hear the like it felt like a big
Yeah.
yeah. It was epic, but I want to hear your intake, your input that moment.
I mean, there was nothing like I was just excited to go in there and I was just I'm so passionate about the sport. Like I feel like it showed going out there on my end. And I took everything so seriously, you know, and to me it was something I loved doing. So I went out there and I was like I was taking it all in. So when I was in the back, I wasn't nervous at all. I was more excited than anything. And then it was time to walk out. And obviously, I have a coach, not my husband, walking out with me. And he's like, hey, what do you need from me? Blah, blah, blah. And he was like asking me questions. And I look at him and I'm like, just tell me I'm a bad bitch. And he like looked at me so confused. So if you rewatch the fight, he's like, Chelsea, you're a bad bitch. Like, just in the background, it's funny. Alan was so cool. I'm so glad that was my cornerman because he's the one that says, eat it. Like in the videos, he's the hype man for sure. But it's something that I needed just because I didn't know how to have him coach me just because I was mentally already in there. So walking out was an experience in itself. You know, their lights are so bright, you can't really see the arena. So I couldn't see really anybody. I spotted out Dana right away just because the light was on him too, you know. So that was cool. I wanted to wave and be like, hey, but I didn't. But obviously round for round, you know, my first slap wasn't as hard as I wanted it to be, but I think it was a little nerves. Not that I was nervous, but my nerves were nerving for sure. And then my hits got harder as the rounds went on. When she fouled me, I didn't even realize that she fouled me just because the slaps are so fast. So you don't really know it. Literally, like boom, okay, you got slapped, you know. So that club didn't really. I felt it afterwards for sure, but my adrenaline was so spiked I didn't even notice. And then the third round, I like ate it, and I was like, "Oh, I really ate all three shots," and that's why I smiled at the end. So at the last one, I like you could see me smiling, and then I shake her hand. I was like, "This was a cool." I thought I won, in my opinion, but
I,
I
I'm
I just take the rules very seriously. So when I rewatched it and I saw that she pivoted, I was like, they didn't even call that.
I honestly, I'm with you 100%. I when I saw it too, I was like, I think they did this for marketing because honestly, like they want to see you both fight again. I think because the fight was so great. I honestly, it was my favorite fight from the whole night. I'm not gonna lie, that was my top, and I was like, yo, she could fight. Like I was like, she can handle it.
I knew I could take a slap, like in general. That's why I wanted to do it so bad and I signed myself up is because I knew I could take a slap and I knew she could take a slap. So when they offered me her, I was like, oh my gosh, like that's a dream, you know? Not a lot of people get to do this and
Right.
live their dreams out. So it was a fun experience all in all. We got the most views on the platforms though. Like mine and her fight on the whole fight card, we got the most views. So
Wow.
that was cool for my first time, like coming from a cookie background and then getting the most views on Power Slap for that fight card was really cool.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I can't wait when you guys have a rematch. I know you're gonna give it all like you did the first time, but this time you're
Yeah,
like, I got to win this. Like,
I
there's
need
no
some
draw.
vengeance.
Yeah, yeah. You gotta do it. I know this is amazing. Like, I could see it. Like, honestly, I was so excited for you. And when they say draw, I was like, man, you got to be kidding me. But,
Yeah.
like I said, again, this was a good way to, open the stage. And now for the next one, you just need that KO. I'm going to be real with you. That's it. Finish it. Take us home. Take us home.
Yeah, that's what we're aiming for, and I one of my other interviews I put out within hopefully the one of the next 3 matches get a knockout. Like that would be my goal, right? I love setting little goals for myself and then achieving those goals. So hopefully in one of the next 3 matches would be really cool to get a KO.
Yeah, yeah,
I know
100%.
I'm very capable of doing it. It's just a matter of doing it. So
I agree. I agree. It's crazy. I just had Damien Devil on my podcast like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and we actually talked about you on the show,
yeah.
and he was like, "Man, dude, she could really she's a tough girl. She could do it." I said,
Aw.
"Brother, I was going for her. I'm gonna be honest with you. You were coaching Paige, but I was going for Chelly." And he's like, man, no, for real, she got something. And it's crazy because we both said almost at the same time, we're like the thing that makes her so unique and different, and I feel like is an advantage, is that she has a husband who's a professional champion, for bare knuckles. And who better than to have your partner as your number one supporter? That for me and him, we said the same thing. We're like, that is a blessing to have
He's
someone, in
yeah,
there.
he's amazing, honestly. He helped me with everything for this power slap thing. Any adventure I've ever wanted to go on, he's always been supportive with everything that I do, but especially for power slap because he was my main coach. He helped me. I had other coaches help me with like diet and stuff like that, but it was just awesome to have my husband in my corner through everything and teach me, like, when I say he studies everything, like he studies everything to a T, and he's such a good coach that he relays the information to me to where I understand it and comprehend. And as a team, like as a unit, we're really strong together. And I feel like we're very unstoppable when we do things together like that. And as to why he's a world champion, I help him with the back end of stuff and vice versa. Like he wants me to achieve my goal. And if they hopefully introduce a belt, like how cool would that be for me and John to be champions of different organizations at the same time? Like that's the dream. Like that's literally what we want to go for. And I just want to be successful in this, and I put my whole heart into what I'm doing. So he's just awesome, and I can't express that enough. He's just such a humble person.
Yeah, yeah, that's amazing. I love that. I love that. And I gotta say too, you've done a lot of. I've seen you like you've been training, putting videos. It's crazy. After we did our podcast for the first time, you were on Fox News. You were on like so many channels, podcasts. Like, yo, everybody wanted to do an interview with you, and it was crazy. I was like, yo, that's what I'm talking about. We need
I
her.
think you were my first or second one for sure.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you reached out right away, yeah, and I just did it. I was like,
And
so
I
thank you for
appreciate it.
having me.
Oh, of course. I gotta support. Look, this is crazy. So, Slap News had you first, technically. They posted their videos when they had you on their channel. I think that
Okay,
was the first one, and then I
probably.
came in. I
Okay.
actually I think I recorded us first, but I didn't edit it on time.
That's
They
what I
beat
was like.
me.
I'm pretty sure I did yours first.
Yeah, yeah, because then they uploaded like I think a day before I uploaded, so they beat me by a day. But technically, yeah, yes,
I was like, I'm pretty sure you were my first interview, and then I did his interview.
yeah,
But you telling me about Damien is so awesome because me and John were actually watching all his fights and talking about how strong he is, and like how technical he is in his fights. Like it's so crazy because follows everything to the T, and he has so much power behind his hand.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to watch his match this week. And like it's an honor for him to even notice me and say stuff like that, that makes me happy. I'm gonna go find that part of the video because that's just cool to hear. But we've been fans of his, honestly. So when we saw him in Dubai, I kind of like nerded out and I was like, I think you're my coach. I didn't even tell him hi, I want a picture. I was like, I think you're my coach. And then I didn't say nothing else.
Oh man, yeah, he's a really good guy. Honestly, tonight this is shocking news, but so every Tuesday nights, I know today's Wednesday, but like every Tuesday night, I have like my best friends. Most of them are all married, and we get together and basically, I call it like men's night out,
Mm-hmm.
where we all sit down, talk about life, talk about relationship. It's like a place for us to vent, but to be ourselves, to feel like a safe. This is a safe haven where I
Yeah.
can share everything. And I think, as you know, it's sad, but a lot of men are afraid to open up. We're just not taught to, share. It's okay to open up. You don't have to hold it in. And so this is crazy, but Damien's actually coming over to experience one of my men's night out.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
he's like, I want to see how you guys do it because I see your TikToks and YouTube, and it looks like you guys enjoy your time. Like I see you do a little talk and then you guys cheers, like one
Yeah.
little beer. I said, yeah, brother, this is something I'm passionate about. Having a place where, just to be
People
myself.
feel safe too. Like you're a very comforting person where people just feel natural being around you and talking and all that stuff. You can tell just how you like interview.
Thank you, thank you. That means a lot. It means a lot. And yeah, so it's gonna be a really nice thing. I'm really excited he's coming, and this is gonna change the game because now the way I look at it, like the next time you guys have a power slap event, like on Friday, I'm gonna try to have it close to that day. Not Friday, but the day you guys are not busy, like a Wednesday or Tuesday, and have like all you guys to come over to the house. And like I think it'll be a nice way to kind of like mingle and just have a good dinner, have a nice, setup, a little
Yeah.
fancy. I'm gonna tell y'all, dress up, y'all. And of course, your husband's more welcome to come if he's flying in. I'll be like, Shelly, you better bring your man too. Bring your man. He's
He goes
family.
with me everywhere. Everywhere I am, he is, and everywhere he is, I am. So there's like no not one another, honestly. We're always together.
I love it. I love it. See, that's what you need is that power couple. That's it. That's
But
it.
that's what I'm saying. Even like when I'm not with him, then I'm more awkward for sure. Then I'm not myself because I'm wondering like what it would be like if he was there. So
Right, right.
it's it's kind of it's bad, but it's just because I'm so used to him, like our families don't live here. We have each other. So he has his brother and his brother works all the time and he works all the time. So we see him when we can. But other than that, my family's like an hour and a half away from me, or my mom's like 3.5 hours away. Like we just have each other. So that's why we're so close.
Wow. No, that's nice. That's nice. I'm gonna hopefully I get to see you in real life like Friday. So guys, this is the Outlet to Reality, the oldest podcast in Vegas and Chicago every Tuesday. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Ching! Y'all know where to find me. I'm on Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, the Outlet to Reality, and my Snapchat's Take One Pass It.